Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the August boxing schedule. I'm going to talk about all the fights that are coming up in the month of August that you can view and the different platforms that you can view them on. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So the month of August is actually going to be pretty solid. Some good main events. You know, the cards themselves after this weekend's card, the cards themselves are just okay at best, but should be some pretty good action going on. Now, speaking of this weekend's card, we're going to kick off with that August 3rd pay-per-view. I guess you can catch it on, it looks like any pay-per-view, DAZN, ESPN, Amazon Prime, as that is headlined by Terrence Bud Crawford challenging Israel Madrimov at 154 pounds for the WBA Super Welterweight title at 154. Big time matchup right here for both guys. Madrimov coming off his biggest win. Crawford wants to become a 4-division champion, has a lot in mind after that, so big time main event right here. The co-feature, another world title fight, Isaac Cruz battling Jose Valenzuela for the WBA 140-pound title. Cruz coming off of his biggest career win, stopping Rolly Romero. Jose Valenzuela, his biggest win too in his last fight, when he knocked out Chris Colbert in their rematch, and now is very hungry for his first world title right here. Big time matchup. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Then you got Andy Ruiz Jr., the former unified heavyweight champion, is battling Jarrell Big Baby Miller on the undercard here. Big time crossroads heavyweight battle right here. Really looking forward to seeing these two lock horns. David Morrell Jr., the undefeated WBA regular champ at 168, is going to move up and try to become the regular champ at 175 when he makes his light heavyweight debut against Hot Rod Kiladzik. You know, Hot Rod, a former world title challenger, a veteran, a good opponent for Morrell to debut against at 175. That should be good. And then you got Jared, the real Big Baby Anderson, battling Martin Bakole, and another big heavyweight showdown, another big crossroads fight right here. Anderson has a lot to prove. Bakole wants to be a top 10 guy. This is a very good 50-50 heavyweight battle right here. And then also Andy Cruz, undefeated prospect on the rise, is going to be fighting in his 5th pro fight against veteran Antonio Moran. So a good night of action right here in the, in boxing as Riyadh season continues. Again, that's going to be on pay-per-view. Big time card right there. Very much so looking forward to that. Then we go August 10th. We got 2 good cards coming your way. First, on ESPN, you got the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World, when my number 1 featherweight, Luis Alberto Lopez, returns to defend his title for the 4th time when he battles former junior featherweight champ at 122, Angelo Leo. This is going to be a good action-packed fight right here. Really looking forward to this one. That's going to be a good matchup. On the undercard, Lindolfo, 140-pound battle between Lindolfo Delgado and Brian Flores. A battle of 2 undefeated 140-pounders right here with something to prove. That should be decent on the undercard right there. Again, that's ESPN. Also, August 10th on DAZN, we have a super battle at 154 for the WBC interim super welterweight title, when undefeated Virgil Ortiz Jr. returns to challenge the current WBC interim champion Sergey Bohachuk. Big time battle right here between these two. Really looking forward to seeing this matchup. It should be explosive. 2 knockout artists going at it. I'm really looking forward to that one. Also on the undercard on there is is Charles Conwell, the undefeated super welterweight top contender. He's looking to get his 20th win as he stays busy. I don't even remember the name of the guy he's fighting, but he has a very good chance to fight the winner of the main event. So you want to make sure you check out Conwell on the undercard that night. It should be good. Then you have August 17th, a big time battle on ESPN as Christian McBilly, undefeated light heavyweight contender, looking to cement himself as a very legitimate contender and wanting a world title fight when he battles former 3-time world title challenger Sergey Derevyanchenko. This is a passing of the torch, so to speak, type fight. McBilly can prove himself. Derevyanchenko can let everybody know that he's still got what it takes. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Also on the undercard, a big heavyweight showdown. Arslanbek Makhmudov, who returned earlier this year from his loss to Ajit Kabayel, is fighting Guido Vianello, who is coming off of a very solid performance against F.A. Ajagba in his last fight. So a very good matchup right here on the undercard, the heavyweights. And that's it for the month in terms of notable fights to watch. The next 2 weekends are going to be meh. They're not going to be great. You got the 24th was supposed to see Jack Catterall and Regis Prograis, but Catterall injured himself in training. And then the 31st, I'm not seeing, 31st rolling into September, I'm not seeing any significant fights on that weekend either. So, a lot going on. Also on the Virgil Ortiz card, Gabriela Fundora defends her title on that undercard. Now, the three biggest cards of the month, to talk about. Number 3 narrowly beating out the Lopez ESPN card on the 10th, the Lopez Leo card, is the Christian McBilly Sergey Derevyanchenko card on August 17th on ESPN. That heavyweight matchup is a good one. I think it beats out anything that they are doing on August 10th on ESPN. So I think card-wise, that's the third biggest, best card of the month. The August 17th ESPN card, headlined by Christian McBilly and Sergey Derevyanchenko. The number 2 card of the month, I think, is the August 10th The Zone card that is headlined by Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Sergey Bohachuk for the WBC interim super welterweight title. Charles Conwell also on that card. He's a top contender at super welterweight as well, undefeated. He's trying to stay unbeaten ahead of a big shot. And then the main card, without question, is the August 3rd pay-per-view card that's headlined by Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov for the WBA 154-pound title. Isaac Cruz and Jose Valenzuela for the 140-pound title is the co-feature. Former unified heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz Jr. and Jarrell Miller. David Morrell, undefeated WBA regular super middleweight champion, moving up, making his light heavyweight debut against Hot Rod. Jared Anderson against Martin McCauley in a big Crossroads heavyweight showdown. And Andy Cruz against Antonio Moran, also on that card. So a lot going on this card. It's a huge one. Without doubt, that's the best card of the month on pay-per-view. Now we're going to look at my top 5 fights of the month. It was very hard to narrow it down to 5. So I did, I have some that are tied for 5th that are worth mentioning a little bit more in detail. First, Hot Rod and David Morrell for the 175-pound vacant WBA regular belt. This is a big matchup right here because it puts the winner in line for the undisputed champion. Of course, we already got a mandatory at light heavyweight. We got an interim champion being decided between Buatsi and Willie Hutchinson for the WBO. You already have an interim champion in the WBC and David Benavidez. Michael Eifert's been the IBF #1 contender for a while now, and this one solidifies a 4th top contender for the eventual undisputed champ that is going to be happening on excuse me guys, that's going to be happening on October 12th when Dimitri Bivol battles Arthur Beterbiev. So Morrell, who's also chasing David Benavidez, throwing his name into the mix. Hot Rod getting another opportunity to throw his name in the mix if he can pull off the upset here. He's the more established light heavyweight. This is a good matchup right here. This is on the August 3rd pay-per-view undercard. Also on the card is the also tied for the 5th spot is the Jared Anderson Martin Bakole heavyweight showdown. Heavyweight showdown is taking place also on that August 3rd pay-per-view card. That's a good matchup right there. Again, as I said, crossroads type of fight. You got you got Bakole, wants to make a name for himself, wants to punch into the top 10. He can do it by beating Anderson. Anderson can solidify himself as a player on the big stage, even more so if he can score this victory over Bakole here. Big time match also on the August 3rd pay-per-view undercard. So really looking forward to that one. And then the Andy Ruiz, Jarrell Big Baby Miller fight that's also on that undercard. A crossroads fight between a former champ and an older guy that's kind of in that gatekeeper position, but a victory over Andy Ruiz, and if he comes in better shape, can put him back into the mix. So a very good matchup right here to see who's the better big man right here in the heavyweight division. So that's a good one. And now we get into what I truly feel is the top 5, starting with the number 5 fight of the month, and that is Luis Alberto Lopez against Angelo Leo. This main event's the August 10th ESPN card. I got Luis Alberto Lopez as my number 1 featherweight in the world. Angelo Leo is not in my top 10 at featherweight, but he's right there, and he's a former champ at 122. Only one loss in his career to Stephen Fulton Jr. This is a good matchup right here. I think Leo's going to be competitive, and it's an interesting one. Good matchup. Really looking forward to that. Again, that's the main event, August 10th on ESPN. My number 4 fight of the month in August is the main event of the August 17th ESPN card between Christian Mabili, the undefeated light heavyweight contender on the rise, battling super middleweight contender on the rise, as he battles the consummate 168-pound former 3-division world title challenger, Sergey Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko is a beast. He always comes to fight. He gave Jaime Munguia hell last year. He's given Daniel Jacobs hell before, Triple G Gennady Golovkin, Carlos Adames. He is ready, and he is poised to try to pull off the upset here. Christian Mabili can make his bones on this fight. And August 17th, there's going to be a ton of punches thrown, and I'm looking forward to that one immensely. Again, Mabili Derevyanchenko is the August 17th ESPN main event. The number 3 fight of the month for me is the August 10th DAZN main event, as that is featuring Virgil Ortiz Jr. as he challenges Sergey Bohachuk for the WBC interim super welterweight title at 154. Virgil Ortiz is one of the fastest rising stars in boxing, undefeated. He's 21-0 with 21 knockouts. He is battling Sergey Bohachuk, who's 24-1 with 23 knockouts. WBC interim title on the line. The winner is going to make a serious splash at 154 and be a top 5 guy and be in line for an official world title. Really looking forward to this matchup right here. Again, that's headlining the August 10th DAZN card. I did a breakdown video of this fight. Go check it out. Also did one on the Lopez and Leo fight, and I'm going to be doing one on the Mabili Derevyanchenko fight as well, if you want to know my prediction before the week of the fight, when I usually do my preview and prediction video. The number 2 fight of the month for me, just slightly ahead of the Virgil Ortiz fight, is the Isaac Cruz Jose Valenzuela fight. And the reason why is not just the card, it's the co-feature to the Crawford-Madrimov fight, but the likely winner, or the winner is likely going to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, and that makes it very significant. So really looking forward to that matchup right there. It's going to be a lot of punches thrown. I think it ends in a knockout for sure. Cruz Valenzuela is the August 3rd co-feature. And then the fight of the month, the number one fight of the month is, of course, Terence Crawford challenging Israel Madrimov for the WBA 154-pound title. That's headlining the pay-per-view card that's taking place this Saturday, August 3rd. It's going to be a good matchup right here. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Madrimov is a heavy-handed, talented 154-pounder battling the very special pound-for-pound top 2 or 3. Arguably, some people have him as the pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford. Really looking forward to this matchup. It should be good. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's what I got. That's my August boxing schedule. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you check it out. Check out every fight in the month of August. So that's it. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.